Hi, my name's Matt. I work for the University of Northampton in the Schools and Colleges Liaison team here. Um, I'm just going to talk to you today about Clearing and Clearing Plus. I know many of you will probably have already decided what university you're planning on going to come September, and we wish you the best of luck in achieving the grades you need to meet the offer that you have been made. We're just going to talk a bit about what happens on the day, and if you end up missing your offer or for whatever reason you end up in clearing, what's going to happen on the day and what it'll look like for you. It's always worth knowing what's going on just to give you that peace of mind going forward. So what we're going to cover today is what is clearing. So we're going to go through the clearing process, just talk a little bit about what clearing is and who's it for. What is Clearing Plus? So Clearing Plus is something new for 2020, and we're just gonna go over what makes it slightly different from traditional clearing, and then we're going to go over how Clearing Plus works. So obviously it's slightly different format to traditional clearing. So students in the past who may be friends with and have told you about clearing in the past, slightly different this year. So we'll just go through what the differences are there. And then finally, we're going to go over some top tips for you to get ready for clearing or just ready for results day in general, just so you know what's going on come the actual day and you feel nice and prepared. So first of all, what is clearing? So clearing can be used by a range of different students. It's not just for students who have missed their results, it's for students who haven't got any offers, it's for students who've decided they want to change courses, for students who want to go to a different university, for instance. So students that are applying after the 30th of June or late applicants, these are students that would use clearing as well. If you didn't receive any offers or none that you wanted to accept, you can use clearing for that. If you didn't meet the conditions of your offer, which is primary thing that people associate with clearing and results day, then clearing is the way for you. And then if you just change your mind and you want to decline your place, that'll release you into clearing as well. So if any of the following do apply to you, you'll just be released into clearing automatically on the day. You don't have to click any special buttons or do anything different. It will just appear on your UCAS track and update it to say you're in clearing. So once this happens, it can seem a bit overwhelming, but there's a couple of things you need to make a note of. On your UCAS track, when you sign in, it'll update and say you're in clearing, but it'll also come up with a clearing ID number. That's really important you make a note of this ID number, as it's going to be very important for you in the next couple of days going forward, finding places that you have that clearing ID number with you. Just like we've been banging on to you all year about making sure that you know your UCAS ID number, your clearing number is something you really need to consider knowing off by heart if you can. This is obviously something that you'll need in terms of ringing up universities. They'll ask you for your your clearing ID number, and that just allows universities to have a look at your application, your personal statement, and everything else that goes alongside you applying to the university. So what is Clearing Plus? Well, Clearing Plus is a new feature for 2020, and it's a slight variation on the traditional clearing, where you basically look at the list of courses available and then you make the decision. Basically, Clearing Plus is a very unique algorithm run by UCAS that will match you up with courses that have places. So once you get onto your UCAS track, you'll be able to click on the UCAS Plus icon and then view my matches. So this button will just basically pop up and you'll get a drop down of all the courses you've matched to. So it matches you based on a range of different things, primarily the applications you've made prior. So if you've applied for 5 business management courses, it will show you business management courses. If you've applied for a range of different subjects, but all within the same sort of area, so maybe science related, it will show you all science related courses. And then it'll also take into account any grades you've achieved, your grades from the day, and making sure that you're basically able to apply to those universities based on the entry requirements they need. It's not a straight thing that you need to do in order to go onto the UCAS Clearing Plus system. You can use normal clearing as well. It's not like you have to apply for the courses that they've suggested. This is just obviously a quick way for them to suggest courses that you might be interested in. If you're not interested in any of them, just clear all the filters and go back to the clearing list, and it will just show you all the courses that are available, whatever subject, whatever university you're interested in, they'll all be there. So I'll go on to what we're going to, how to use Clearing Plus next. So Clearing Plus is also made it slightly easier for you to get in contact with universities. So traditionally, like in previous years, you'd have to go onto the clearing lists, have a look at what courses are available and what universities, and then you would physically have to ring the university. So we switch it around a bit this year and gives you a bit more power, as it were. You can now send an expression of interest to the university by simply clicking the express interest button on the UCAS Plus system. So here you basically click the button and it will send your clearing ID number as well as a contact number. So make sure that's up to date on your UCAS form. Yeah, it will just send that off to the university and they'll ring you um, making you an offer or just wanting to talk to you a bit more detail about what the course entails and making sure that it's something you're interested in. So once the university does contact you, it'll be the same as any other type of instance when the university's rung you. They'll just ask you things about yourself, maybe things you've written on your personal statement as well. So we'll go into the top tips later, but do make sure you have a read over your personal statement after results day as well, just to refresh your memory on what you've written, as it will have been a long time since you've probably read it. So if they choose not to ring you, they can just make you an offer. Many universities, I would have said, won't do this year simply because it's the first time that Clearing Plus is being used. So it will be likely that they will ring you. So do make sure that your phone's fully charged and it's on loud, not just vibrate in your pocket. So if you are offered a place, this will appear as it would on UCAS Track as you did with your original applications. Here you can have as many as you want ready to go. You can keep applying to as many universities as you want. Just make sure that you respond to any offers you receive within 48 hours. After 48 hours, the offer that you've been made through clearing will disappear and that slot will be reopened for another student. So you don't have to panic about making a choice straight away, but you only have that 48-hour period once you've been offered a place to accept it or decline it. So once you've been made an offer, this will be added to your UCAS track, same as it was in your original application. And from there, all you've got to do is select it and place it as your firm choice, and it will come up as it would with everybody else's track, place confirmed, ready to go for September. So before we go, we've got some top tips for clearing, just for you to have a think about. Before the day, look at lists of places the universities have available. There will be clearing lists released a couple of days beforehand, and those will be updated as and when places are taken. So they are updated every day, every couple of hours. So make sure you are checking that on a regular basis to make sure that your course that you're interested in at whatever university you want to go to is still there ready for you to make an offer for. So also make sure you have a look at other universities beforehand as well. You probably will have visited 5 or 6 just by making rounds when you were visiting universities in your first original application stage. But as well as those universities you've had a look at, have a look at 3 or 4 others of courses that you're interested in that have places available in clearing. Just gives you a few more offers. As I said, you can make as many applications as you want through UCAS clearing, but you can only accept one at the end, okay? So on the day, just make sure you understand the process. We've talked today about everything going on and giving you a slight overview of the process, but just make sure you really understand it. You can rewatch this. You can go onto the UCAS website to make sure you understand how it works. It's really important that you get an understanding of the process, even if you don't need to rely on it. It will help you. It also goes into my next point, which is keeping calm on the day. So if you understand the process, you'll be easy to keep calm. You won't be panicking about what's going on. Or I haven't made my grade requirement. I don't know what I'm doing. That'll all feel a little bit calmer because you know what the next steps are. So do make sure you have a look at everything and understand the process beforehand. And just remember to keep calm on the day as well. Lots of students go through clearing every year. You're not going to be the only one. So do make sure you keep calm. Finally, on this one, be patient on the day. Really, really be calm, okay, and be patient. It's really hard to get into contact with universities if there's hundreds of other students on the phone. You might not get through straight away, but just be persistent and you will get through eventually. If a phone is engaged and you can't get through to that university, move on to your next choice. See if you can talk to them while you're waiting for the other university's line to free up. Okay? Just remember that obviously you do have 48 hours to make a choice. So even if you don't get to ring that university on that day, you can ring them the next day to see if they've still got a place available. So do not make a off the hip decision. Take time to think about it and make sure that it's the right choice for you. So after the day, we would always suggest visiting the university. Now, we know that might not be possible during this current public health issues and the university might not be open, but at some point in the next 3 years, you will attend the university. So normally after results day, late August, they will be running a clearing open day, which is simply for students who are coming to university through clearing and who have never visited before. There are a range of virtual open days happening as well this year, and there's plenty of opportunity to have a look at those different websites, to have a look at the campus, talk to students that go there currently, and talking to staff as well. Just have a look at all the events that are going on and see what you can do and what's best for you and what you're going to get the most out of by doing. As well as this, we would also suggest talking to tutors. You know, they're the sort of people that are going to be teaching you for the next 3 years, and you would talk to them at a normal open day. So even if you don't go to an open day, just ring up the university switchboard, see if you can get hold of one of them, talk through the course with them to make sure that you're getting out of it exactly what you want, make sure that it has all the professional accreditations you want with it, everything you want the course to be. You need to make sure that it's there for you. Okay, just because you're in clearing, it doesn't necessarily mean you should compromise on everything you've worked for and everything you want to get out of your course. If there's a particular area of interest and area of study that you want to continue or are really passionate about and want to pursue at university, make sure that university has that in the course you're interested in. Don't necessarily settle just because you've moved into clearing. There are normally plenty of places on a range of courses out there, so make sure that it's the course for you and you're not just rushing it. So that's everything from me. There's been a great overview of everything we've talked about today in terms of making sure that you're prepared and understanding the process. Do rewatch this if it's been of any use to you, and head over to UCAS's website as well to have a look at the clearing system and the clearing process in extreme detail. And I hope that this has been of use. And if you do have any questions, then please feel free to open the chat box and put them in there and we'll give them an answer.